Kyrie Irving is a superstar that this Dallas Mavericks team has been looking forward to play alongside Luka Doncic, who has just embraced Dallas as a whole and the organization, and in turn, the city and the organization, the fans, everybody around is just loving Kyrie, what he brings to the team on the court, and what he does off the court. In this video, we're going to break down just how important Kyrie Irving is to this team going forward, where we can go, what we can do, and everything else in between. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get into today's video, 68.6% of you guys watching these videos are not subscribed, and that number is continuing to go down day by day. But if you want to stay up to date on our giveaways, our live streams, our post-game analysis, and vids like this, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we're doing here. But like I said, man, Kyrie Irving, he's the one that we're going to talk about today because he's just been so phenomenal for this Dallas Mavericks team. And in a trade that happened last season where we had to give up Dorian Finney-Smith as well as Spencer Dinwiddie to the Brooklyn Nets for Kyrie Irving, a lot of people were unsure if this was even something that we should be entertaining. You know, we're getting Kyrie Irving where there were rumbles and grumbling of him maybe wanting to team up with LeBron James in LA. Maybe we trade for him and he just walks away from us. He doesn't want to even stay in Dallas, right? We got him at the trade deadline last year, towards the end of the season. We didn't really go far last season. It wasn't really a good look. It wasn't a good look, and I understand there's a lot of people that were just skeptic about it. Me, myself, personally, I didn't want to see Dorian Finney-Smith go because he was arguably one of my favorite players at the time. Besides Luka Doncic, obviously, he's fantastic. But I was a huge Dorian Finney-Smith fan. It was hard to see him go, but I knew the type of player that we were getting in Kyrie. Someone who is committed to basketball, committed to winning, who is his own man and stands on business and could bring that type of energy, that veteran just savviness, that championship pedigree to the Dallas Mavericks to pair alongside with Luka Doncic to help push this team into a new era. But not everybody was as sold on as I was. But given time, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie has proved himself time and time again, especially this season, with just who he is and how committed he is to the Dallas Mavericks team and what he can bring. And look at his numbers right here. I mean, arguably, he's having one of his better seasons where a lot of his numbers are better than his career averages. He's scoring more, 25 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5.3 assists, shooting 49% from the floor, 40% from three, 90% from the free throw line. I mean, he's only a 6'2" guard, but he just plays out of this world. We saw a few weeks ago against the San Antonio Spurs where he had Victor Wembanyama on the skates, attacking a 7'12" big man at the rim, just going at him. We saw over the past 3 games, I think he's had a dunk in the last 3 games back to back. Again, he's 6'2". He's a great finisher at the rim. We know that. And I know a few pundits in the NBA world have said, we don't have anybody who can play their back to the basket, who can really play like that in the post. We got that in a 6'2" guard in Kyrie Irving. So as far as on court, Kyrie is exactly what this team needs. He has been phenomenal for us. He has helped us out so much. I mean, fourth quarter Kyrie, I mean, that's a real thing. In the fourth quarter, Kyrie comes alive more than ever, and he's just a fantastic closer, a fantastic player, one of the top guards in the league, if not the best guard in the league, one of the most skilled for sure. It is paying dividends. This Mavericks team, we're slowly climbing out of that play-in situation. We're sitting pretty right now in the 6th seed in the playoffs, and who knows, we might be able to move up into the 5th seed if everything works out as it should. But it's just a good feeling to know that Kyrie Irving, where there's been a lot of just negativity surrounding him throughout his entire career, when he was in Cleveland, threatening to take a season-ending surgery unless they traded him, and then which he did get traded to Boston, where he showed love to Boston, but it kind of turned sour. And then he was in Brooklyn, where he was closer to family. You know, he's from New Jersey, so he was closer to family. But we all know what happened in New Jersey, where with the lockdown, COVID, the vaccine, and even during Ramadan, I mean, there were some pictures going around that they just gave him a banana. I'm sure the team was able to do more for Kyrie than just give him some fruit. But a lot of rumblings, you know, around the Brooklyn Nets situation when they eventually traded him to the Dallas Mavericks, it seemed like they were trying to just punish Kyrie for what they call antics on the court and off the court, where Kyrie is his own man. One thing that I've noticed over the years of just watching him on and off the court, you can't really tell Kyrie what to do. It doesn't seem like he has a PR team that's like telling him what to say to the media. Kyrie is going to tell you exactly what he feels, what's on his mind. He is his own person, and he is his own man. He is an individual. And that's the type of person, regardless of basketball, as a person, that's the type of guy you have to just just admire, just the authenticity that Kyrie brings, and you can take exactly everything he says at surface level for what it is, because he doesn't have a hidden agenda. Like I said before, he just wants to ball, he just wants to hoop. He is a hooper, one of the best. But who he is as a person, he will never sacrifice, and me personally, I gotta commend him for that. But the fit that he has with this Dallas Mavericks team has been phenomenal, and just the trust, right? A lot of people were saying, nobody wants to play with Luka. Why does anybody want to play with Luka? Oh, Kyrie's a toxic teammate. It'll never work with Luka, but it's working. Day in and day out, game after game, Kyrie is showing you that he alone can get his own while playing with Luka, and in turn, I like to believe that he's helping Luka improve as well. Luka's still a very young player in this league who has a lot of growing to do, but to have a vet like Kyrie who isn't just on the bench, who's past his prime, just an old man talking. He has a vet who shares the court with him, who doesn't take nothing from Luka's game, who can add to Luka's game while still doing what he needs to do to help this team win. It's a recipe for success, and I'm loving what I'm seeing. But we're going to go over a few quotes after yesterday's win against the Utah Jazz that just solidifies all that what I'm saying about Kyrie Irving as a person, the man, the player, and everything else. Kyrie Irving on being embraced by the Dallas community, saying, "I have my own beliefs and views. I think, here in Dallas, I've been accepted way beyond just my talent on the court. I think it is for what I represent in the broader world." And I agree. I mean, I don't really know Kyrie personally like that, but from all that I've seen, Kyrie just embraces the city. Just a few weeks ago, I had gone to the North Park Mall. Derrick Lively was doing a little meet and greet. I got that signed basketball back there from him. Got a picture with him as well. But that same evening, he had like a whole street shut down for one of his shoe releases. Had a whole basketball court set up on the street. A few other Mavericks were out there as well with Kyrie, but he was meeting the people. Kyrie is, if anything, he is a man of the people. He'll go out and say what's up to anybody, and we've seen that time and time again. So I think it's not far-fetched to say that Kyrie Irving is starting to really cement himself in the Dallas culture, in the city, amongst the people, not just a player, right? Not trying to compare him to the legendary Dirk Nowitzki, but we know what type of player Dirk was and what he meant to the city, what he meant to the fans of the Dallas Mavericks. And I don't think it's far-fetched to say that Kyrie might be on that when it's all said and done. Kyrie could easily be that same type of player where we look at Dirk, he brought us a championship, he meant so much for us, he stayed with us and never left. But maybe Kyrie can create his own narrative amongst the Dallas Mavericks, just fans, right? A player who got traded here, who just dedicated his time here, who committed to this team, who is not just a basketball player, but gave back to the community, who was one with the community and cared about the fans and the people in the organization. That's what you want out of your superstar. You don't want just a rental, right? No shade to Kevin Durant, but with Kevin Durant in Phoenix, do you really think that he's going to be that type of person to the people of Phoenix as Kyrie is to the people of the Dallas Mavericks? And there's a lot of other superstars that just hop around teams, and it's more so to chase a championship, maybe chase a bag. But with Kyrie Irving choosing to stay in Dallas, I think he just really enjoys the people, the culture, what we represent, what we bring in the atmosphere of Dallas, and what Kyrie can do in turn with that as well. But not only does Kyrie just enjoy being in Dallas, the city, he enjoys being on the Dallas Mavericks team and the players that surround him. Kyrie Irving on Luka Doncic throwing him the alley-oop saying, "I'm glad he threw it, man. That's the trust of our team. Saw my teammates were laughing at me a few weeks ago when I told them to throw me a lob, but guess who's laughing now?" And I love it because, again, that trust, and he's mentioned that many times in past post-game interviews, of the trust and that he loves that his team trusts him. I mean, when you look at what Kyrie does on the court, who wouldn't trust Kyrie in the clutch? Who wouldn't trust Kyrie with just an alley-oop dunk that he's done more than once? He's done that more than once this season. If I've seen Kyrie do it once, I've trusted he can do it as many times as he wants, right? But to know that Kyrie feels the love and he feels the trust from everyone around him, I'm not worried about Kyrie leaving. You could put out anything. Oh, Kyrie's still going to want to go to LA with LeBron, or Kyrie's going to try to find his way to Phoenix with Kevin Durant. I'm not going to listen to any rumors unless it comes from Kyrie's mouth. Because like I said before, Kyrie doesn't seem to have a group of people around him to try to throw smoke screens to the media and try to sow discourse. No, Kyrie is going to say exactly what it is in the moment of how he's feeling. That's the type of person that Kyrie is, and that's the type of person that we've come to expect from him and nothing less. But the other thing that we got to talk about right here, Kyrie Irving on Daniel Gafford's impact. It is a true luxury that I don't take for granted. Having a big like that, and also D Live, and have lob threats like that, where anytime you get stagnant in the paint, you can just throw it around the rim and they'll go get it. I mean, we saw yesterday, we broke a franchise record, 18 dunks. That goes along with the trust of the team, knowing that if Kyrie's on a fast break, just throw it up. I mean, Derrick Jones Jr., we saw that after Luka got a real little scrappy steal, threw it to Kyrie in the fast break. Derrick Jones Jr. flying in behind him, trailing. Kyrie threw it up, and Derrick Jones threw it down. I love to see it. That's the chemistry that Jason Kidd has been talking about amongst his team, that game after game we're building upon what we have. And it's just something beautiful. It's something beautiful. And just something else that we also need to discuss right here. Kyrie Irving before Ramadan, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. But during Ramadan, which it's still going on, it doesn't until about April 9th, he's averaging 27 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. And for those that don't understand Ramadan, while the sun is up, you don't eat, you don't drink, you meditate, you focus, you work on your self-discipline and just that self-control. And to do all that, while playing basketball at the highest level, while being a player who's just not sitting on the bench, you are actively on the floor helping your team win games night after night. And if it's an afternoon game, like around noon, 1 o'clock, you're on the bench, not allowed to drink a drop of water while running up and down the court for 48 full minutes. Kyrie Irving is on a whole nother level, and I bet you those numbers are going to go up even higher. He is the man. He is the guy. Like I said earlier, we've been flying in a private chef for Kyrie Irving. This team loves Kyrie. We're going to do right by him. The front office, even down to Jason Kidd, who wanted to pull Kyrie out early in the game against San Antonio Spurs because he understood Ramadan, he might be tired. That's what you want to see. People checking in on Kyrie, understanding who he is, not just as a player, but as a person, recognizing, I understand you're fasting. Do you need a break? Kyrie said no, because his commitment to this team goes beyond anything that you can imagine. And in turn, we will always reward that type of loyalty. Understandably so. You're fasting. We got a private chef coming into every game to make sure you have your vegan meals and that you are taken care of. Kyrie Irving is just that type of player, and for any organization that has a player like that, you got to accommodate. A player that does what he needs to do for you, you got to do whatever you need to do for him, and that's just how it goes. And the last thing that we're going to talk about right here, is that everything? I guess that was everything, right? Kyrie Irving, he's phenomenal. I thought I had more up there, but regardless, it's just great to have him. I just want to make this quick video to just shine some light on Kyrie. I know in the Mavericks space, there's a lot of discourse between Kyrie fans and Luka fans, and I've been kind of just staying out of it, but in reality, we need to come together just Mavericks fans, right? Before we're fans of any player, we're fans of this team and what this team is capable to do. We're out of the play-in situation. We're in the 6th seed, sitting pretty. We got a pretty not too easy stretch of games. On Monday, we're playing the Jazz again, and then we got back-to-backs against the Sacramento Kings. But the rest of the games after that should be fairly easy for us. But nothing is given, everything is earned, and honestly, I truly believe with how everything's going with this team, we can easily move up to that 5th seed. But I'm fine sitting in that 6th seed, because if we have to see the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round, I'm confident that this team can get it done with Luka Doncic leading the way right next to Kyrie Irving, doing everything that they need to do to get us one step closer to a championship. And if it's not this year, I have a lot of faith in next year we can definitely turn around. A lot of the guys got a lot of improvement to do with Tim Hardaway, Maxi Kleber, and even PJ Washington with their three-point shot, and just tweaking up the small problems that we have. So come playoff times, those small problems don't become big problems. But I just want to give another shout out to Kyrie Irving. Thank you, Kyrie, for being a Dallas Maverick and just giving us your all, because in turn, this team will give their all to you. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Discord and Twitter. Links are in the description below. Consider being a channel member and to enter a chance to win a free jersey. We're going to be doing a little spin the wheel of names on April 2nd, halftime during the live stream against the Golden State Warriors. So consider becoming a channel member. You might win a chance of getting a free jersey. But until then, you guys take care. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Peace.